Yo, 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 what's up, YouTube? We out here again. It's a little drizzling out here, but we're gonna try our best to make it happen as we do this walk and talk with the dogs. So, what I want to talk about, all these different terms. The cup half empty, the cup half full, all these different things that we hear throughout life, and their philosophies and stuff that sometimes we just naturally adopt and think that they're true. And I want to talk about something because I heard a song. I forgot the name of the song, but it's a beautiful little song, little R&B song, and the young lady was like, I will love you like I've never loved before. You know what I'm saying? No pull. And it was a blessing to hear her say that, because I always had that mentality, if I was, any relationship I was ever in, I made it my point to love harder, to put in more work, to be more invested each time. You know what I'm saying? Each time I thought, the times I thought that they were the ones, and my support for them, my love for them, that I had for them, I gave it all that I possibly can. So if it didn't go that direction, I felt good within myself. They'd be like, oh, I don't feel love. I know it's BS, because I'm giving you everything I got. You know what I'm saying? Whether they value it or not, that's on them. That's within the integrity of my own heart. So, they could say that all they want. They'll try to manipulate you to try to get more out of you. Oh, vampire, demons. But the bottom line is, I'm about to put this phone in my pocket because it's really drizzling, really sprinkling out here. So the bottom line is, even though I might have went through some challenging times in life, and like I said in several videos, you establish a relationship based upon your knowledge. In each relationship, I thought I had a high level of knowledge, but obviously I didn't. Because I ended up still choosing and accepting an unsuitable partner. So basically, each time I end up getting back into another relationship, like I said, I gave him everything, no pull. And the song, the woman was like, I will love you. No pull. I will love you like I've never loved before. And I was like, yeah, I know that's right. Because that was my mentality. A lot of times your ex will try to break you. You know what I'm saying? And not just break you, but the thoughts that you may have, whether they're negative or not, sometimes they're not your own. And those are demons trying to infiltrate you. So now it's a window of opportunity to take him over. Let's make him a whore. Let's make him a drug addict. Let's make him an alcoholic now, because he's so vulnerable right now. Here's our chance. Yeah, that's what happens. But if you're strong like me, you'll understand the other person, even though the other person's views might be manipulative and disrespectful and evil. You can understand that, hey, they're not mature enough and strong enough to be a good partner for you. And you let them fly, you let them go. You just keep it moving and don't worry about it. And you pick up the pieces and you make yourself stronger. And then you walk and you move and you maneuver in such a level of hope and in such a level of love that if it's God's will for you to actually meet someone pure, someone gentle, someone kind, someone sincere, then you've built yourself back up to give them the whole you, a whole better you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't want to take that approach. They go on it full of fear, especially women, full of fear, and try to hold you to the standard because they never do the work. They never fill their cup back up. So they walk around, and they don't think they have to do the work. No pull. They don't think they have to do the work because in this society, women don't have to do very much anything but put on some makeup and some perfume and show their cleavage. And they think the world is their oyster. And unfortunately, there's such low vibrating men who cater to that mentality. But anyways, it's important that you fill your cup back up if you still have hope. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think if you've been in a relationship and it was dissolved, or a marriage and it was dissolved with some evil stuff, that wasn't really your true spouse, your true marriage, your true wife, your true husband. Not if he was abusing you or cheating on you. You end up getting into a relationship with somebody that wasn't destined for you to be, that wasn't the person you were destined to be with. And if you find yourself out of that relationship, find yourself lucky. But now it's time for you to build yourself up. While you're going to keep getting low vibrational people? It's time to build yourself up, fill your cup up. When your cup is full, you're not going to compromise. When your cup is full, like even today, when I was at the grocery store today, I know there's a couple females. One female that was in front of me, she was switching and stuff. She was putting a little walk down, and I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Beautiful, nice little sexy walk, you know. And but you know, like I said, I'm not hung up on how a person's exterior look. You're not gonna catch me off that unless you carry yourself in a modest and a respectful way. Then I'm like, hey, go out my way to say, hey, how you doing? Then there was another woman who happened to see me. Another gadget on. Both women happened to wear sweat outfits on. And, you know what I'm saying? They both had real nice curvy bodies. But hey, I wouldn't want my woman wearing those sweats in public where her body can be really accentuated and making it clap and all that. You know how it go. So they both was fine. They both were like, I'm like, oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? Jeez. Avatars are banging. But at the end of the day, like I said, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to be telling you how you should be dressed and how you should be carrying yourself, teaching you the roles that you need to be instinctively already walking in. I've been there and done that. I've had those experiences, and I don't want those experiences. You know what I'm saying? I've leveled up to where I'm not going to take a woman on that level where I gotta convince her to dress modest and all that other crap. Bump that crap. So, because my cup is full. My cup is full, and I don't have to compromise. I'm peaceful within myself. I'm peaceful in my life. I have purpose, and I can be patient. And I know you have to test these theories. We're magnets. We're magnets. We are creators ourselves, and you have to start testing those theories yourself in your own life. You have to really be testing, hey, am I a magnet? Let me try this. Let me try to attract this. Let me try to attract that. And you'll see for yourself. You do the work and you become experimental in your own life, and you start to see things work for you. Then you'll have a little more power, a whole much more negotiating power, because you start to see how you were created, how fearfully and wonderful you are created. But that's only going to come with you willing to do the work. So I'm able to go back home, live my life. Pretty girls, you know what I'm saying? Nice, cool girls, but back to living my life. And it's because I'm not lacking. I have desires like everybody else, but my desires are supreme desires, and I'm at peace. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Anybody that's on my level, whether it's the opposite sex, she's vibrating like that too. She's not anxious or full of anxiety. You know what I'm saying? She's peace. And when like there's a saying, your frequency is what you frequently see. So I know that if it's God's will for me to experience a certain experience, then that'll be so. And guess what? When that does happen, if it does happen, I will be a vessel willing and able to provide a certain experience for that woman and for myself, because I've made the time to fill myself back up with forgiveness, with purity, with knowledge, with good health, with clarity, with sound mind, with discipline. I've put all those things back in me, because sometimes you pour into your ex, and then you be left empty. And a lot of people don't want to pour back into themselves. They're like, or what they fill themselves up with is rage, jealousy, anger, resentment. You ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? You don't got time for that. And if you did have time for that, there's a time where you let that stuff go, so that you can fill yourself up completely. Because if you truly want to be in love and have a beautiful, loving, warm experience in life, what makes you think that the woman or man that you actually want to share that with want somebody that's half-stepping? What makes you want that? Come on, side. Nah, they're going to be vibrating. Anybody that's worth something, they're going to be vibrating at a high level. And they're going to be able to smell that on you, or you faking the funk. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to be experienced and skilled. I remember had a woman, she was like, oh yeah, I was raised in the church. She couldn't tell me 2 scriptures that saved her life. I mean, for real. All in the dance, worship team and all that crap, but couldn't quote a scripture to save her life. You know what I'm saying? So you can call it BS. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that you gotta just be disciplined enough, because my avatars are something else. The creator has made some beautiful avatars, and but sometimes the spirit in them has been compromised. So you got to learn to see and understand those compromised spirits and learn how to just keep it moving. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you don't have a compromised spirit. So try to remember the philosophies that you have adopted over time. Some of them you might have to just throw out if they're not giving you the results that you need. You might have to rethink that thing and start saying, you know what, I'm not going to go in it half-cocked. I'm going to build myself up so strong so I can understand who I'm dealing with, how I'm dealing with, how I'm presenting myself, how to detect a lie, how to detect a falsehood, be willing to walk away, not getting caught up, you know what I'm saying? Because another thing is that people do is when they're walking, they walk by themselves for a while. The first person that comes in their life, they think that's the one. Good stop. Yeah, when you rocking out by yourself for a while, and you meet somebody, first tall, dark, handsome man, and says, hey, how you doing? Nice shirt, nice dress, or whatever. You like, oh my God, this is it. here we go. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, men know how to say the right thing when they want something. And they can kind of sense if you've been out, if you've been out the dating pool. You might even say it because you probably haven't been talking to any humans or any adults. So as soon as the first adult come your way, you just be like blah 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 blah, giving them all the game, telling them all the secrets. Kind of use wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And you got to get out there and start practicing, even if you just going, for a glass of wine somewhere, catch your Uber or something, and just socialize, so you can start practicing holding your tongue. Because sometimes people just share too much information. Don't share that much information with people that you don't know. I remember I shared something with a woman I was once with the first 2 months. In the first 2 months, I shared something regarding a previous relationship that I was in. And then that woman, we ended up together for a couple years. And the week that she pulled her bull crap, she used a reference in which the way she tried to disrespect me, she used a reference concerning a previous relationship that I had. And that just taught me, you know what? Be careful what you're saying when you're trying to get to know somebody, because she tried to compare her level of disrespect to the other woman's level of disrespect, and told me, in other words, be grateful that it ain't that bad type deal. And I was like, damn, that's evil as hell. I've only mentioned that to her once in one conversation, and you had that in your arsenal for 2 years. So, be careful. Don't think y'all bonded. Don't trauma bond. Do not trauma bond. Don't trauma bond. Come on. Come on, buddy. Y'all, get some control. Stop. Side. Don't trauma bond with people. Side. Because that's the worst thing you can do. I don't think y'all need any other examples. I'm hoping whoever listens to this is pretty bright. But if you need an example of what I mean by trauma bonding, leave it in the comments and I'll break that thing down. But go into this thing with some strength. You know what I'm saying? Go into this thing with some wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Go in it with a good attitude. But you can't go on that thing foolishly. You know what I'm saying? Not in this society. I know people don't make time to educate themselves because there's so much pleasure out there. Man, there's so much loads of pleasure to occupy us. But don't be the one that's caught up in pleasure and end up being foolish. It's Solo 3.0 and we out. Peace.